Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mila and today I'm going to talk about unspoken contracts in friendships and relationships. So what is an unspoken contract? Unconscious, unspoken contract? It is when we have certain needs, right? We want something. We want something from the other person. We want someone to give us love, attention, care, validation, but different people want it in different lengths, right? Someone need this much, someone need that much, someone need this much. And so it's very, very important to communicate that in the very beginning. And yes, not everyone is going to be honest. A lot of people, especially with trauma, they are not going to make you aware of it. Only when they, when you start trusting them, when they start trusting you, then all of a sudden you realize like, whoa, there's so much expectations on me. Like, whoa, what's going on? Like, who am I? Am I your therapist? Am I your parent? Like, who am I? So therefore, it's super important to discuss those things, to ask if you want like a happy relationship, if you don't want it to go downhill. It's very important to discuss these things at the very beginning. See, unspoken contract is when you meet someone and you realize that that's who you want to be with, like whether friends or partner or whatever. You understand, you know that you need to, as people, we want to be validated at the right moments. We want to be calmed down at the right moments. Like there's a right moment for everything. But fortunately, with some people, there will be, because we have different attachment styles, we have different traumas, we need to be aware of those traumas. We need to be aware of these expectations. Because if these expectations are not communicated, then what's going to happen? Manipulation is going to start to happen. Another person is going to try to manipulate you. Additionally, another person will try to gaslight you. And I recorded a video about gaslighting, to the point that you're going to start going crazy. You are going to start feeling like, why is this happening to me? Why is this person acting like that with me? Why is this person ghosting me? Why is this person gaslighting me? I feel like I'm crazy. What's going on, right? So in order to avoid that, you have to speak about your needs. And every time you have a conflict, that means that you didn't satisfy the need of another person, or another person did not satisfy your need. And it's important to communicate that in a healthy manner. In a healthy manner meaning, hey, here is what I would like you to do. If we're friends, and from my friends I expect certain things, right? Because I consider you my close friends, or because I consider you my boyfriend, girlfriend, then these are the things that, I would like you to be aware of, like I would appreciate such and such and so and so. Again, for every person is different. For some people do put too many expectations, way too many expectations on others, but that's due to their unresolved traumas. They have this void within that no one can fill in that void, and so therefore they start expecting almost like, way too much. How do you manage that when someone expects too much from you? You need to understand, are you going to be able to, satisfy all these expectations, or are you not going to be able? Because if you're not going to be able, if you feel like it's already too much, then you need to walk away. Or you could communicate how that would look and how you're going to do that for another person, right? In order to, if you really want to, if there's conflicts that are arising and you feel like you want to avoid the conflicts and you want to have some sort of like friendship relationship with that person, then that's what you would need to do, right? You'd need to communicate, how can we do this for one another? But see, the thing is, whether friendship or relationship, a lot of the times we do know what another person needs, what another person wants. We're aware of that, right? We do understand. Some people say, oh, don't expect anything, just be yourself. Like, why would you want to expect anything in friendship? see, expecting things in friendship is perfectly normal. Like, you would like to have like loyalty in friendship. You'd like your friend to be loyal in a way that whatever the secrets that you share to that person, that person is not going to go telling that to other people, right? You can expect, respect. But see, most of these things, it's like basic, right? It's very basic expectations that most people understand, that this is what everyone values, this is what everyone wants, and that's perfectly normal. Really, when things start getting distorted is when there is too much expectations, right? That's when things get slightly distorted, and that's when you need to communicate and be like, okay, hey, what's going on here? How much do you want from me actually? Like, I feel like, you can always say like, I feel like you want a lot from me on that, in this, maybe you want a lot of attention from me, but I'm not able to give you attention. I have a full-time job, like I work all the time. I'm trying to do something for myself. So that has to be communicated, because otherwise the conflicts, they will keep arising, and you simply, it's just going to go, spiral down. It's going to go downhill. It's not going to get any better. And you also need to understand whether that other person is going to be understanding enough and accepting enough, because some people can agree to certain expectations, or some people can agree that, okay, this is how much you're going to do for me, like I'm okay with that. They will agree, but in reality they don't, because that's not what they really truly need and want. So be careful with that. Always try to sniff out, or just talk, really communicate and tell people what is it that you expect. These things, people don't discuss, right? People don't discuss these things. They think, oh, it should be obvious, it's obvious that I want this, it's obvious that I want that, but some people might not know. Some people might not be aware that this is what you need, or here you need specific type of help or support. Communicating that to one another and making sure that you're okay with these kind of expectations, because these kind of expectations, they come from trauma. Let's say someone has been traumatized and they didn't get enough validation in their childhood. So now they keep wanting to be constantly validated, and you have to be constantly validating them. Well, you're not their parent to constantly validate them. Therefore, you need to communicate that to that person and say, hey, I will happily validate you when I have the energy to, or when I can, or when I see that you are, but I can't always be validating your feelings 24/7. That is exhausting for me. That is tiring for me, and I can't do that. Ideally, you would need to talk and see how are you able, how much can you tolerate, how much can you take, and how much is the other person is willing to give and take. What's the give and take in that situation? Because to be fair, most relationships are give and take. Because imagine, if you're going to keep giving and not getting anything, are you going to feel happy? No. If you're going to keep taking, you think the other person is going to be happy? No. So give and take is normal in relationships, friendships. Therefore, when there's give and take, when there's a friendship relationship, there is these kind of contracts, and these contracts, they need to be discussed. They must be discussed. Otherwise, you're going to end up, going to conflict, drama, and just chaos that you don't need in your life. Anyway, this is just a quick video to explain about these unconscious contracts. Surely people are aware of it, but I feel like more people need to know about this and communicate better. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, follow and all that, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.